Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we have for you today here. We got the SEC versus Coinbase, the SEC versus Debtbox. Shocking facts in that case. Oh, you're going to be upset about it. We got David Schwartz talking about the exploit of the XRP ledger or attempt thereof. You're going to want it. Brad Garlinghouse will be taking the stage at Davos with a U.S. regulator. We're going to tell you who. You're going to like it. We got Ripple, the European Central Bank, utilizing the XRP ledger for tips. You decide. We got BIS, Ripple, MasterCard, Fox analysts. Oh, somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. Right now, it's $1.77 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 0.2% in the last 24. 42,800 plus for Bitcoin, 2,500 plus for Ethereum, 94.8 billion plus market cap for Tether, and XRP at the number 6 spot is 57 cents right now, off by 0.8 on the 24-hour, up by 2.3 on the 7-day. The range of price very quickly here, 0.5691 on the bottom and 0.5813 on the top. We're sitting smack dab in the middle at 57 cents. Let's take a look at this. It's linked to, look, I want to remind people that, you know, private investment and private equity is now, the opportunities are available for everyone. All you have to do is sign up and register to get started. They have a program for everybody. It's amazing. Over 641,000 registered users. Why aren't you one? And if you are one, you need to be aware, because I tell you, first of all, it's so easy to fund your account once you set up. You won't believe how easy the process is. Just do it, get it done, and start loading your account on there and get your money right. They have the most affordable minimums and the best private equity companies on the planet. Fintech, AI, you name it, they got it. All you have to do is sign up, register, and go get it. And very soon, little birdie's telling me that some desirable, very desirable equity is going to be back on the platform. Keep an eye out. Circle, Ripple, others. Watch closely, ladies and gentlemen. Click the link to my sponsor underneath the video. David Schwartz says here, the billions of XRP moved statement is misleading. The actual amount transferred was worth just a few cents, and kudos to Bitfinex and Paul Arduino for effectively neutralizing the exploit attempt. And this is in response to what we covered yesterday about the exploit attempt that took place to try to manipulate a transaction through the XRP ledger for half of the XRP available, right? And obviously it didn't work. And he said here, what happened here isn't a flaw or vulnerability with the XRP ledger. In fact, the partial payments feature is a standard secure financial tool. Bitfinex handled it properly, which is why they were able to prevent any potential issue. Today's thought is a strong reminder to all institutions and applications. The importance of proper configuration and integration cannot be understated. For secure integration with the XRP Ledger's proper payments feature, you can check out the link he's provided here. So I just wanted to update people with that news from yesterday. And then we have this. The SEC versus Coinbase case, big motion to dismiss tomorrow. Will it happen? Meta Lawman, that's right, he will be there live. We will be watching for his posts, and we'll see if we can't get him to stop by the show here and give us a fill-in in person if he's able to. Motion to dismiss are rarely granted, so I wasn't expecting much. However, Jeremy says, I just looked at the prior order on a motion to dismiss from the same judge on a crypto case, and he says this might be closer than I originally thought. Back in August 23, the Coinbase judge dismissed a lawsuit against Uniswap for sale of scam tokens. Admittedly, the decentralized nature of the exchange played a large role, which we don't have in the Coinbase case. But there are a couple important things that the judge stated in her order the Coinbase have got to like. First, she calls Ether a crypto commodity. Could that just be lazy writing? possibly, but the judge was very aware of the difference between a security and commodity. So I doubt it. Second, the judge states that the Congress and the courts haven't made a determination whether crypto tokens are securities or commodities. This plays well with Coinbase's argument that the SEC is overstepping its enforcement authority and that Congress must be involved first. Based on this judge's prior dismissal of Uniswap case here, her clear understanding of the technology, her finding that ETH is a commodity, and acknowledgement that Congress should be involved in the process, I'll be very interested to see how this plays out. Absolutely, no doubt. So it's really interesting here because in the comment that, Congress needs to step in from a judge is acknowledgement right there that the SEC does not align with their strategy, that there's complete clarity in this space, and all they have to do is come in and see it, right? Then there's the debt box case. Look at the damage. Look, I think it was 15 or 30 billion, whatever it was, might have been 15 billion worth of value was lost immediately when the SEC decided to sue Ripple over XRP. Like 15 billion or more in value was wiped away immediately, just like that. Well, look at the damage that continues here. The first reply brief by the debt box defendants has been filed, and it's a doozy. It's important to read because the personal consequences include several families unexpectedly visited at their homes by armed men are chilling. Yeah, that's the world we're living in, David. It is the SEC, the giant bully that is out here. The SEC knew that it lied, and instead of correcting the lie, the SEC concealed and suppressed it for months, causing enormous damage to the defendants in the case. It goes on to say, this is absolutely despicable the way the SEC is destroying people's lives. And what's going on here, if you just look at this, you can see DebtBox plunged approximately $342.59 million in value from approximately 598 plus and approximately 255 million shown below. I tell you, it's just sickening. And then this gentleman, Roy Nelson's personal accounts, 2 business accounts were frozen, keeping him from being able to pay suppliers, contractors, and help Ignis Energy LLC in Oklahoma, all of its workers. Approximately 14 walked off. And because they weren't paid, some of them decided to steal tools, equipment, vehicles, belonging to the company. The loss and theft came to $125,000. Roy Nelson was trying to refinance his house in a short-term loan. The loan here was trying to obtain was canceled. He's looking for possible foreclosure of his home, and his family have lived in for more than 12 years now. Then he lost all his banking relationships. It took him over 15 years to build. The credit cards have been canceled, not because of non-payments, but because the receiver sent the TRO, temporary restraining order papers, to his banking relationships and credit card companies. Him and his family members have friends who will probably never talk to him again. When he walks into a crowd, voices quiet, whispers begin. The emotional strain and stress that Roy feels is difficult to describe, but he feels like he's always got a lump in his throat, a fluttering stomach, and a pounding chest. This is what the SEC is doing to real people while they're claiming that there's clarity in this space. This is despicable. And I tell you, I even put it here. Gary Gensler's SEC has become a monster that attacks people with lies and aspersions instead of protecting them like it's their core mission statement. When are we going to see the subpoena, Patrick McHenry? When are we going to see that subpoena? This is getting so bad. And Meta Lawman, who will be sitting in tomorrow on the Coinbase case against the SEC and see if that motion to dismiss goes through, says here in the debt box case, the actions of the SEC in the debt box case are shocking, and the consequences of those actions are tragic. Families terrorized, jobs lost, businesses, reputations destroyed. Our judges are the last line of defense against misconduct like this. Let's hope justice is served. The SEC should be sanctioned by a judge to never touch another crypto project, company, or case ever again. And Lord knows we got enough overlapping regulators in this country to cover it. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse will be taking the stage alongside the CFTC Commissioner Caroline Pham at Bloomberg House on Tuesday, 4:20 CET in Davos, for crypto at a crossroads, future-proofing digital assets. This is going to be big, ladies and gentlemen. And we know that Caroline Pham has visited and met Brad Garlinghouse before. This isn't the first time here. This is a throwback from 2022, stopping by the Ripple office there. What a great picture that is. And here is Caroline Pham, who I tell you is smart, and she gets the larger implications of digital assets. This is who Brad Garlinghouse will be speaking to on stage. Take a listen here.
In particular, if there really is a movement towards certain stable coins, for example, payment stable coins that are not, clearly they're not digital fiat because that would be a CBDC. And they're also not tokenized commercial bank money. And so if there's ambiguity over that regulation and over what those stablecoins might be, people are really worried that that's going to be a movement away from the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. And that is a national security issue for the United States, as well as a deeply monetary policy issue as well.
So this is a big conversation amongst the regulators. It's exactly what a lot of us YouTubers talk about, the macro understanding of a huge monetary shift and how digital assets will play a role and complement that new financial system and not threaten it. But if you're a YouTuber, you get attacked for that, right? But if you're a regulator, you understand that that's the conversation to have, because that's the concern about where we're going and the larger implications on a macro level for a financial system for the world. That's why I'm here. Context is everything. Brad Garlinghouse is excited on the news of knowing that he's going to be sitting and talking with Caroline Pham from Bloomberg House at Davos. He says, LFG, let's go here. 2024 is going to be big. I agree with him. I can feel it. There's a lot of changes are coming. I want you to take a quick listen to this very quickly here. Shout out to Edo Farina here. He believes he's found a connection here between the European Central Bank and the TIPS payment system and the XRP ledger. Take a listen.
The European Central Bank is trying to hide from us that their payment system called TIPS is utilizing the XRP ledger. But I'm going to prove to you they are actually lying. Twitter account named Mike Manfield has asked the European Central Bank by replying to one of their tweets about TIPS. And he has actually asked, does it uses Ripple? XRP was very often described as Ripple back in 2018. And there we have the European Central Bank that actually says, hi there, no, it does not utilize Ripple, which stands for the XRP ledger in this case. And I'm going to prove to you they are lying. So this is actually called Target Instant Payment Services, also known as TIPS. So if you are European, you are probably familiar with TIPS. So TIPS is actually a settlement mechanism that was implemented by the European Central Bank and is utilized to connect central banks such as Banca d'Italia, Banco de España, Banque de France, and Deutsche Bundesbank. So remember, Target Services is also known as TIPS. And here we go. So here you can actually see TAS Network Gateway. And among the networks, who is there? Yeah, Ripple, XRP Ledger. Why are they trying to hide from us that they are utilizing XRP Ledger, Ripple technology over here? But don't pause this video. The best is yet to come. So here we have the SIA, which works together with the European Central Bank for digital payments. Besides from working with central institutions and banks, corporates, and public administration bodies, now towards the future, the Excellence Network Center. So this presentation took place actually in Italy, and I'm going to translate that for you. That's actually extremely important. I'm from Italy, and it's my duty to translate this over here for you. Let me give you some context here. So here we have the SIA, highly connected with Ripple. SIA, Ripple, dei circa 75 fornitori di piattaforme blockchain, non tutti sopravviveranno. Al 2025 saranno 5 le piattaforme blockchain DLT mainstream. So there you have, it's already decided. The central banks have already decided from 75 different blockchain providers, not all of them will survive. Meaning that they are telling you that by 2025, we're going to have 5 blockchains. Do you see over here that first they were mentioning 75? They were telling you over here, it's all decided long time ago. They didn't decide yesterday. They're not going to rely on some technology created 6 months ago. It has been all decided over here. All of this, that's why so many times I say 2025 is the year. They are telling you multiple times. They are not telling you, but in their private meetings. This is not for the public. This is a meeting not designed for us retail investors. This is a meeting between the bankers over here. They are telling you 2025 is the year there will be 5 mainstream DLT platforms. And
that's a pretty remarkable piece of information there to pay attention to see if that really does shake out. You know, we know there won't be one protocol to rule them all, right? And that's why the interoperability factor is so key to the XRP ledger, and the fact that there's a DEX part of the XRP ledger, right? Because it can function to serve all these other blockchains that can tap into it. That's the goal. That's the goal. And then there's this. I wanted to show you this here. This is a 4-thread post here. We only need 3 because it covers it here. But shout out to Anders for this. He always does great work. On July 21st, 2023, the Cross-Border Payments Interoperability Extension Task Force was revealed by the Bank of International Settlements. As many of you know, Ripple was included. And you can see it right there. Ripple, right there. And so many others. MasterCard as well. Worldline as well is on there. And if you go down through here, he says, interestingly, we know that Ripple partnered with MasterCard not long ago. Just 2 weeks before the Cross-Border Payments Interoperability and Extension Task Force was revealed. And it makes sense for Ripple to partner with MasterCard when it comes to interoperability amongst retail CBDCs. So we know they're partnered with at least one of the 3 remaining ones. Let's have Swift left. We have Swift and Worldline. And he goes on here basically to say in this post here, I tried to look at the connection between Ripple and Worldline, and it seems a couple of blogs are mentioned that Ripple and Worldline are partners. I didn't find any official information regarding this, though, for a short time that he looked. And if you could see here, you can see the Finextra here from back in 2020, Cryptic Poet, who said Ripple partnered Worldline collaborates with P3 on payments as a service offering. And then this other piece that he found, Worldline is the only Ripple partner that has been authorized by European Central Bank to develop a prototype digital euro wallet. So there's the connections that we have thus far. You know, I'm just fascinated because of all of this. It brings us back to this Fox analyst from just a few days ago here, right, who's explaining how a bridge asset works and about how that's what we really need in this space going forward, looking past these spot Bitcoin ETFs. Take a quick listen as a reminder here.
No, I would agree because we haven't yet made the jump where there is institutional buy-in. And I like to use the example, if the Bank of Mitsubishi in Tokyo needs to transfer $100 million worth of yen to the New York branch and convert it to dollars, you need $100 million worth of yen in Tokyo and $100 million worth of dollars in New York. You're tying up $200 million in capital. If you can attach that to a coin, it simultaneously, so the bank frees up half the capital. That's a big deal. But we haven't made that jump yet.
Yeah, but it looks like it's coming, doesn't it?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got an energy.
And no, there you have it right there. And all that makes me feel like is the same way Brad Garlinghouse does. LFG, baby, 2024 is going to be big. And that's where I'm at. Not financial advice from me, him, or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you in the Freedom Zone. And you're going to want it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about it today. A sociology experiment between the majority and the minority. And about how the informed minority always wins. I'll catch all of you on the next one.